photos of the gym you and your manager set up.
Yeah, I wanted to work on my game 24/7.
Something wrong with our training facility?
It doesn't have any candy in the vending machines. No, I just wanted to make sure I didn't have any excuses. You know how it is.
I do. And that work ethic of yours is something we all love about you.
Thank you.
You're gonna fit our culture like a glove.
Well, I'm excited to be here. I feel like this is a perfect place to start my career.
Fantastic. Well, then why don't we talk about our goals for the season then? As a former player, I understand how important it is for an organization to clearly communicate its expectations, and I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page to start the season.
Let's do it.
When you make the playoffs, anything can happen. But from where we stand right now, we are looking to secure the 4th seed, get home court advantage for the first round, and then make it out of the first round.
Hold on. That's it?
No, I get it, MP. As a player, it is championship or bust. But as the general manager, it is my job to look at the organization with clear eyes. And from where I stand, we're still a few roster moves away from legitimate title contention.
Not if I take a leap, okay?
Nothing would make me happier. I just don't want you to think that the season is a failure if we don't win a championship. From my perspective, that wouldn't be true. It would be a failure if we didn't make it out of the first round. And then some changes would have to be made.
I see what you mean. That's fair.
Great. So let's talk about how you can contribute to the success of our team. Coach Tucker is going to go through some personal goals that you need to set for the first half of the season.
We've got some strong opinions on what you should focus on, but we'd like to get your input too.
Okay.
This is a collaboration.
That's great because I have been visualizing exactly how I want my career to be.
Visualizing?
Yeah.
Huh.
You know, like meditation and manifestation, that sort of thing?
Well, why don't you manifest some opinions on this list of potential goals for the first half of the season?
Can you shut the fuck up?
Let me know if anything speaks to you.
You want me to just pick one?
There's a lot to work on at this level. Always. And you'll do a little bit of everything, but we find that giving our players a list of specific goals to work on for the first half of the season is the best way to drive development.
All right, I'm with it.
It also allows us to give you some milestones to track your progress. We'll even highlight on our schedule some key games to use as measuring sticks.
That's that communication that you were talking about.
Exactly.
You pussies done?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Pick a goal.
I want to be the best team in this league. Everything else is secondary, whatever it takes.
It's easier said than done.
I'm here to share my focus, right? That's what we're doing.
It is, but I'm just letting you know this is one of the harder goals on this list. It's about taking down the best of the best.
But if we are who we think we are, then we're going to have to do that anyway. We're here to win championships, right? This just underlines it and puts everything in bold.
Indeed it does. I'm looking forward to seeing how you fare against the elite of the elite.
I'm looking forward to making this organization proud.
Okay, fantastic. Wish being a GM was always this easy. One more thing.
Yep.
We got Media Day coming up.
Oh, I love Media Day. It's always been fun for me as a fan, so this will be cool.
Our PR director, Donna Chase, she's going to walk you through everything. She's great. You're going to love her. Brian, anything you want to add?
Just keep working. Yeah, we'll talk more about your spot in the rotation as we get closer to the season opener.
All right. Appreciate your time. Look forward to building something special here.
So do we.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Tear the roof off.
Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you, Donna. My manager tells me you're one of the best PR people in pro sports.
Well, I'm not sure Mr. Wells has the requisite experience to make that call, but I'm glad he thinks highly of me. Shall we talk media day?
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, this is all pretty standard fare, and I know Mr. Wells signed you up for media training over the summer, so there shouldn't be anything you can't handle.
You can call him Patrick. We're not that formal with each other.
If that's your preference.
It is.
Wonderful. We've also secured you an interview with 2K Tip-Off magazine. If all goes well, you will be the cover athlete for their upcoming issue.
Wow, that sounds fun.
It is important to note that this interview will not be conducted by our in-house content team, which means anything you say can be published, especially if it's sensational or controversial in any way.
It's noted.
I'm gonna be upfront with you, MP. I'm a team employee, first and foremost. And it's my job to make sure this team is seen in the best light possible. You make the team look good, we'll be on great terms. You make the team look bad, and we will have a problem. But I have no reason to doubt your character. By all accounts, you're a responsible, smart, considerate young man. And it's because I respect you that I want to put my cards on the table.
Thank you.
Are we clear?
Crystal clear, Miss Chase.
Please, call me Donna. Now, whenever you're ready, you can take that elevator to the practice facility and start your interview.
I'm telling you, Hunter, best movie I've seen in the past 20 years for sure. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so I have to check it out.
definitely.
Hey, can I ask you one last question?
Of course, shoot.
So you grew up in Illinois, about a couple hours outside Chicago, right?
Right.
And I know you're too young to have watched Jordan's Bulls in the moment, but I was wondering, how has his legacy affected you as you developed into the player you are today?
MJ's legacy. Man, if you're a hooper from Illinois, that shadow that he casts, it follows you everywhere.
Felt bad, yeah.
Yeah, people, they still talking about looking for the next MJ, like LeBron never happened.
Still, being from Chicago, that's a pretty heavy burden trying to live up to that.
It is, and it isn't, I don't put pressure on myself for results. I put pressure on myself to work. If I put in as much work as possible, I'll live with whatever happens.
So you're not trying to one-up the GOAT?
Oh, nah, man. I'm trying to learn from him. How he continued to evolve as a player, how he balanced taking over a game and still keeping his teammates involved. Do I think that I have greatness? Of course. But it's not about comparing myself to MJ. It's about maximizing my gifts and my talents and using them in a way that leads to us winning more games. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, winning games. And that's what I hope to do here.
Nicely done. I can see that media training is paying off.
I was just honest, mostly.
But you didn't give them any bulletin board material, okay? It shows maturity and restraint. Look, I get it. Tooting your own horn feels really good when you've earned it the way you have. But you know what? The real pros, they let their game do the talking.
MJ did not hold back on saying bold statements.
But you're thinking MJ once he was MJ. He didn't come into the league talking like that. And you know why? Because that sort of thing doesn't fly when your teammates don't know if you can back it up.
All right, that makes sense.
Good.
I hear you, Donna.
All right. Now they're ready to take some photographs, and it sounds like they're considering you for the cover.
Okay, that's what's up. So, you got any advice for me?
Pose in a way that reflects your public persona, okay? You know a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Okay.
Why don't you head over there now? They're all set up for you.
Thank you as always.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And Pete, huge fan.
What's up, man? How you doing? You
Good,
all right?
how are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah, this is what we'll be shooting today?
All right. Stand
Yeah.
right here.
Right there. See some of your best poses.
All right, man.
Hold that. Right there. Perfect. Great. We got what we need.
I bet. Hey, do you know when this issue comes out, man?
Y'all don't know the exact day, but check us out on socials. We'll be there first.
All right, bet. Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
I've been looking forward to this.
Every NBA player wants to start someday, and I'm sure you're no different.
I've never come off the bench a day in my life, coach.
That's pretty much the case for every player in an NBA locker room, until they get to the league.
Right? Of course.
There's no nice way to say this, so I'm gonna put it bluntly. You've got an established player in front of you. You want his spot, you're gonna have to take it from him.
Okay. That makes sense.
This team is a meritocracy. You get the minutes you earn. Nothing's given. It doesn't matter what your draft position is or how much you're getting paid. You get it done out there on the court, we'll put you in the starting lineup.
So just so I'm clear, how do you make that decision? Like, will you let me know when I've done enough to become a starter?
Yeah, we've got some milestones we want to see you hit. You hit them, we'll put you in the starting lineup.
This is all pretty straightforward.
Like Cliff said, communication is a big part of what we do here as a ball club.
I can see that, and it's much appreciated, Coach.
Good, now get ready. It's almost game time.
All right. I'll see you later, Coach.
See you.
Any surprises? What do you say?
Not really. If I want to be a starter, then I got to outplay the guy ahead of me. Simple as that.
Yeah. Hey, that seems fair.
It's sports. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, not to bring any extra motivation or anything like that, but you know only starters get endorsement deals, right?
I already know. You know, dudes on the bench ain't getting no shoe deal.
They're not. Not right now, but that day will come.
Okay.
For right now, let's just take this in. We in the league. I mean, you ever visualize something like this?
You know what, P, man? I never really thought about what the tunnel looks like, man.
No. I'm not talking about the tunnel. I'm talking about right here. You and me, you getting ready to play in your first NBA game.
Honestly, no. You know, nothing prepares you for this, man. No matter how many high-pressure situations that you face, this is different, man.
Or what about that open run I got you an invitation to? You know, things got a little heated between you know who, yeah?
Well, yeah, that was dope, but we didn't have 20,000 people watching us, man.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a little different.
It's different.
All right, then.
It's different.
Hey,
it's
hey.
different.
Yeah.
But hey, look, though, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I know you gotta go win that game.
No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah, so, make Plainview proud, yeah?
You already know what it is, P.
You know.
Plainview.
Here we go.
It'll be the Wolfpack taking the tip. And how excited are you for this fight? This is about as intense a game gets at the club level. These teams genuinely dislike each other. Wells. Another shot. Rejected by Eric Fisher. Eric Fisher really helps out his team defensively. He's got the size, and so they kind of expect him to do it. But that doesn't mean it's not impressive when he does.
Andrew Robinson with the slam.
Big-time hustle play on the offensive glass.
With a big-time finish to cap it off.
You can already tell at this level he's motivated, hard-working. He's going to give opponents fits at the next level.
And Robinson pulls it down. And Drake, you talk about the rivalry between the Wolfpack and Dynasty. They've both had their moments.
They certainly have, and I would expect a very physical game here tonight. That's the bare minimum when these teams play.
Now here's Stoffer. Taken away. Lets the three fly. Here's Adirko. Up and in on the layup.
You look at this Wolfpack roster, a lot of players who will play college ball, but Patrick Wells could be the barometer.
And they are ecstatic to have him with the team. Add some much-needed shooting. They're hoping he can change the fate of their season. Hits the three-pointer.
Some nice vision on display there from Hawkins.
The Wolfpack with the ball. It's a three-point game. Pass to James. Wells. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
You'd think he wouldn't venture in there, guys. But look, Wells gets one to go on the inside right here.
Back to Zadirko. Guarded by Wells. Rebounded by the Wolfpack. And the leader of this Wolfpack team, without a doubt, is Patrick Wells, a 3-star recruit who has a chance to play at the next level.
Hey, he's not the biggest or most athletic player on the floor, but when he warms up, I mean, look out. The kid can straight up shoot the ball. If he can bulk up and add some strength, he could be a factor in college.
Substitution for the Wolfpack.
Now Stauffer. Passes to Wells. 6 to shoot. That falls. Nice feed that time from Michael Stauffer.
Oh, Wells is a technician from deep. He can break open the game when he gets hot from beyond the arc.
Count it from distance.
He's too good a shooter to leave open. That's a breakdown defensively.
The Wolfpack trailing here. Pass over to Robinson. Wells. Now here's Stauffer. And it's Fisher with the rebound.
And for Eric Dillard, he's a standout at the high school level in the area, but most scouts have him as a middling recruit.
He can just disappear from games too often, though. Great shot, but too many easy mistakes that he has yet to fix. Now Wells. He's got 5. Buries it from down low.
Yeah, 5'7" without a lot of bounce. It's tough. He's got to work on that floater so he doesn't need to get all the way to the cup.
And it's Patrick Wells with the rebound. And the Wolfpack have possession to the middle. Robinson. And the foul is called as he misses. So go to the line for 2 shots. That's on Zadirko. The first one.
Substitution for the Dynasty. Substitution for the Wolfpack.
And it's the Dynasty with the ball. Carter with the steal. And with a showcase game like this in tonight's rosters, you can expect a lot of college scouts in the stands.
The importance of this game, setting the narrative of each player's potential. Opinions are forming about these players, and each minute could be another pro or con in each scout's report.
Just 5 on the clock. Shoots a 3. That shot missing. The Dynasty leading. Pass to Junior. Defended by Carter. Back to Junior. To the left side. 3-pointer. The 3-pointer goes.
You just can't leave him alone like that, especially from long range. And on this full court press, they don't want to give the ball handlers any room.
That's what good full court man-to-man is all about. All pressure, all the time.
Well, you think about what sets MP apart on this Dynasty team. His athleticism you rarely see at the club level.
He's been stunning, Joe. When he's driven, he's physically capable of explosive feats. Speaking of, I'm setting my phone up right here because I think we've got a great angle for some viral content.
Now here's Cordova. Fresh. Outside, it's Johnson. Pass to Erickson. From deep. Davidson pulls it in. And now the Dynasty with it. They lead by 4. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. Both teams will make a substitution.
Jason Jr.
Here's Carter. Well, halftime not too far away, and MP and Wells have both had their moments.
And the talent gap between these two doesn't look that big, if there's even a gap at all. Dynasty coach Duncan Carter has worked to impart a sense of focus in this ongoing rivalry. The rivalry of these teams is well documented, and he wants his club to continue their winning ways.
Yeah, Danny, he knows that the way the games have swung between these two sides is a dynamic rivalry. He would like the Dynasty to play at a heightened intensity for this one.
2 minutes.
Guarded by Wells. Pass to Davidson. Down low. Fresh with the steal. Left side, it's Johnson. To the inside. Robinson's shot is off.
Credit to the D. That was not an easy layup. Really good effort.
18 feet away, and he knocks it down.
Defensively, I'd like to see a little more pressure on the shot. Good look from mid-range.
They really need to make an adjustment here.
Agreed. Nothing is working for them offensively. Time for a change.
Well, the big name in the showcase has to be MP. He's a 5-star recruit and has a clear path to the NBA with his skill set and athleticism.
And scouts want to see him take over the game. They want to see him be athletic. They want to see his instinct and moves on the floor. Because sometimes he can defer it a bit too much.
Now here's Johnson.
Dynasty foul. First personal foul. Fourth team foul. Substitution for the Dynasty. Dave Zadirko.
Pass to Carter.
Substitution for
Stoffer. Here's Robinson. Block at 4. No dice from the high post. Defended by Carter. Brett Hotkins from outside gets the 3-ball to go.
That was a pure look from deep. Hard to imagine he was exclusive to the tennis team until recently. Serving up 3 nice points right there.
Now Wells. 9 points in this one. Sinks it from distance.
And he answers right back with a 3 of his own.
Oh my, they're getting into it. We've got a dual shaping up here.
Pass to Hotkins. On the wing, Brett Hotkins. The 3. Another 3 for the Dynasty.
Stepping up to the challenge and returning fire from 3-point range.
Whoa, looks like we have a real battle from beyond the arc.
So we conclude the first half. Dynasty ahead, up 10, and we'll be back in just a moment. The teams have had their break, the Wolfpack and Dynasty getting ready to kick things off here in the second half of play. And in club play this season, the Wolfpack enter tonight at 7-4, while the Dynasty are a perfect 11-0.
And I'd say we could throw out the record books, Joe. Whoosh! I threw mine right across the table. Sorry, Drake. Because of the history of these regional rivals is so complex. Both teams thrive on denying the other the chance to win in big games like this one.
Outside, Timmerman. Outside, James. For 3. Can't hit that one.
He can do that, just couldn't connect this time.
Too much daylight for a shooter of his caliber.
The 3-pointer is off the mark. Wells outside. Down it goes for basket number 6 for him, shooting 50% from the floor. And for Zach Timmerman of the Wolfpack, he moved here from Iowa not too long ago.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of him, and I know the Wolfpack would have liked to see more of him. Unfortunately, he's been plagued by back problems, which can't be fun. You wonder how long he'll be able to keep playing for.
And it's Patrick Wells with the rebound.
Dynasty foul. Second personal foul.
And here's Stoffer. Quiet offensively so far, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Timmerman. Outside Stauffer. Clock at 6. Shoots over Hopkins. It's Michael Luan with the rebound.
And we're here in the gym of the Plainview Panthers. It's a familiar floor to some players in our game today because they go to high school here.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, home court advantage is everything in a contentious game like this. A little extra bit of comfort might make a difference. You can't count anything out in such a heated affair.
They're having trouble creating any kind of offense.
And you can really sense them tightening up a little bit at this point.
Three-pointer, Patrick Wells. Baskets made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
This has been the core focus of Wells' game offensively. He's just so confident in his ability to hit from that range.
From 7 feet, and the Dynasty tack on 2 more.
He has to be just a little bit embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
It's Drew Robinson at the high post. Back to Wells. The tray. And it's Fisher with the rebound. Zadirko, a screen. Using his post move to get the 2 points.
Ooh, and Zadirko show a nice touch around the basket.
Stauffer with the ball. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Zadirko outside. Over Stauffer. Here's Hopkins. Banked in off the glass.
Not nearly enough energy on the boards there to prevent the putback.
At the defensive end, they've got to be way more aggressive than that on the glass.
And a new... Here's the Dynasty, and here in the second half, you have to say that MP and Wells both have had the same impact with their scoring.
MP's the big name in this one, but Wells has been right there with him. He's come out here and matched MP shot for shot.
And on the bench for the Wolfpack, Coach Barry Bay. He's been with the program several years now and is trying to continue the success they've had this past decade.
Yeah, and standing directly in his path once again is the Dynasty. But with new leadership on the court from Patrick Wells, Coach is hopeful that the tide is about to turn for the Pack.
Pass to Davidson. Fires for 3. Fires in the triple. It's very easy to see why MP is so high on the scouts list with how he's scoring tonight. Carter with it. Davidson covering. Fresh can't get it to fall. They have been really controlling this one.
Never want to get too complacent, though.
Connects it from downtown. And you love how MP has been able to put up the points with all the scouts watching. Now here's Carter.
When I talked to Wolfpack shooting guard Deshaun Carter pregame, he had a tablet with some personal scouting notes, animated plays, and video highlights.
Yeah, Danny, I was looking at his tablet, and he even had a My NBA franchise with creative players to represent each team. That level of dedicated planning makes him a database of information on these teams.
To stop the run! The Dynasty grab the miss. Tim Powell out on the wing. He's covered by Johnson. Back to Powell. Let's go with the 3. Another 3 for the Dynasty.
And they're just scoring at will, getting whatever shot they want out there.
Yeah, and the lead, it's only getting bigger. Not sure what the opposition is thinking at this moment.
Now it's Carter outside. Pass to Fresh. Johnson. Now Cordova. 5 to shoot. Trying his luck from deep. Drains the triple.
That is some quick payback.
There is nothing, I mean nothing more satisfying for a player than an immediate answer back with the 3-ball.
And that one comes up a bit short.
No choice but to shoot that one.
Sometimes great looks don't go, but next time you get the same shot, oh, absolutely, you take it again.
Outside, it's Johnson.
Who's watching here?
Back to Carter.
2 minutes.
Cordova. Here's Fresh.
Out of bounds.
And out of bounds, the Dynasty will take it. So it's both teams making a change here.
Substitution for the Dynasty.
This could get even more out of hands if they continue to put up points.
And what a team performance it's been.
From downtown. And so it looks like the Dynasty will retain possession here.
Dynasty ball.
Guarded by Wells. There's a lob to the hoop. Stolen by Robinson. Takes a three. Offensive rebound. Timmerman can't get it to go. Here's the Dynasty. From deep, Danny Cobb sinks the tray.
It's been a parade of threes from them ever since halftime.
Yeah, we know what they were talking about during the break. They've been dialed in from deep.
To the middle. Here's Wells. That falls. Nice feed that time from Michael Stauffer.
He's got the game to rally his teammates, and he's an anchor for them offensively.
Shoots the three. Rebounded by James. Wells outside. He's money on the shot.
The footwork within 10 feet. Scoring the basket on the move. Smoothly executed by Wells.
Screen by Davidson.
Defensive foul. Patrick Wells. First personal foul. Second team foul.
He's off on the first.
At the line for the Dynasty, number 21.
And he ends up missing both free throws. And so here it's the Wolfpack. Here's Stauffer. The baseline J off the mark. Shot clock and game clock separated by 5. They get it back. Pass to Davidson. Guarded by Wells. No good there with the triple. That will do it. Put it in the books. The Dynasty continue their amazing.
So the moral of the story, these hoes is cheese on a board.
Man, you mind if I talk to him real quick? I apologize, bro. Hey, look, I know we butt heads over the years, but we go to the same school now.
Bro, are you thick in the head or something? I don't like you, man.
Look, I ain't trying to be your best friend. I'm just trying to win some games.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
How about we talk on the court? And off the court, you and me win cool.
Great. That's a great attitude.
It
We're
is
going
a
to win
great
states
idea.
like
Yep,
that.
Yep, and I don't care about states.
Yeah, that's because you playing for the Scouts.
Right, and that's because you playing for the fantasy. What, you think they're going to rebuild the factories because you passing a little Jimmy in the clutch? You really want to help these people? How about you take over, make the league? Then when you got some actual power, you can actually help these people. All right, stop this nice guy hiding behind that when the truth is, you scared to become the player you need to be in order to build a real dynasty. This is just a costume, bro. These words, meaningless, unless you put something behind that.
Yeah,
Yeah, think about it.